You're probably here because you're thinking about signing up for a CS intro class, have already signed up for a CS intro class, or were sent this link with a message saying, "Watch this, it's really good." Either way, welcome to Intro to Programming.
First, we're going to talk about Python. No, not that sort of Python. Python is a programming language. It's a way to communicate with the computer. To code, we need to tell the computer what we want it to do. But just like real life, talking requires some sort of language.
Talking to computers in plain English won't work. Allow me to demonstrate. Okay, computer. What is your purpose? Question mark. Well, that's not good. We need to talk with our machine in a language it understands. In our case, for the sake of this class, we'll be using our old friend, Python.
Let's start off with variables. So variables are how we store information in Python and other programming languages. Let's take this rock for example. I promise it's really a rock. We'd like to store it for later, so let's put it in a box. Great, our rock is safe inside our variable. But let's say we leave it on the shelf for a year or store it with some other boxes. We probably won't remember what's in it, so we should label it. Now, we won't forget what it is, and we can refer to it easily later.
Variables can be a list, they can be a string, or an integer. One way that we can create a variable is very easy. First, we have to come up with a name for that variable, which is then followed by a value. For example, we have the variable name age, and then the operator, the equal sign, and this assigns a value to the variable. And last, there's the value 10. So age contains the value 10. Now we can say print, in parentheses, age. We can go to the terminal here, of it variable.py, and after hitting enter, you will see that it will produce 10.
Let's say we want to store a new rock friend here. We can go to our box labeled rock, take out the old rock, and put the new rock in. Now, when we refer to our rock box, we're referring to the box with the new rock in it.
So the initial value of age was 10, but it is also possible to assign a new value to the variable age. So let us give the variable age a new value of 20. Age equals 20. And then we can save it and rerun our code. You will see that it will produce and print out the new value, which is 20 instead of 10.
Variables can also be used to store Boolean expressions. Booleans, or bools for short, can either be one of two things: true or false.
Like a light switch, Booleans can be either off or on, but not both at the same time.
So something that you will learn in Introductory to the Programming course is the conditional statements if and else. So we assign the value 20 to the variable x, and then in the second line we assign the value 10 to the variable y. And we have a conditional statement, which is an if statement. And this means that if x is greater than y, it will print out x. X is greater than y, so it will print out x, which is 20.
So, for example, if there's a rock in the box, we'll draw a smiley face, and sure enough, there is. So we get to draw a smiley face, and we won't do anything else.
But if we add another conditional statement known as else, we have the option print out y if x is not greater than y. For example, I will be changing these values again. X equals 5 and y equals 10. If x is greater than y, print out x. Else, print y. And let's see if this is true. See, it printed out 10. So this is how we use an else statement in Python.
Alright, so I'm willing to make a bet. If there's a porcupine in the box, I'll go rollerblading down the halls of the science building. Else, we'll draw a smiley face. And sure enough, it's a rock, not a porcupine. So it looks like we'll be drawing a smiley face instead of rollerblading. Next, let's talk about loops. We'll start with an example of a for loop. So let's say that for every number from 1 to 9, we're going to hit the counter and draw a mouse. Hit the counter, draw a mouse, hit the counter, draw. It's a lot of mice. Well, I think you get the idea. We draw 9 mice.
There are several types of loops, but for the sake of simplicity, we're only going to be talking about for loops and while loops. For loops do something for a set amount of cycles. I'll just demonstrate here. I've created a little list here, and what this loop does is that it says, okay, for x in our list, print each value in that list. And just demonstrate. Now see, we printed exactly what was in that list. Another type of loop we can work with is a while loop.
Let's make a variable called box and make a while loop. So while there are less than 5 push pins in the box, we'll keep adding them. So there's right now 1, we'll add another one, so there's 2. There's 2 now, so we'll add another one, making 3. There's 3 now, so we'll add another one, 4. And there's 4, so we'll add another one, 5. Now when we check, there's 5 and we can move on.
Generally, there are 2 main methods people use with while loops. The first one is you can use Boolean values, yes or no, true or false, to tell the while loop whether it should continue or not. The second is a comparison operator. So this is saying while the value of x is less than 10, iterate. So add 1 to x. So we have a starting value of 0 here, so it goes into our while loop and it goes, hey, are you less than 10 yet? Are you greater than 10 yet, rather, I should say? Are you equal to 10 or greater than 10? No, you're neither of those things. Right. You're less than 10 still. Okay, so in that case, let's go in here, add 1. Goes back up here. All right. Now, are you greater than or equal to 10? No, all right, well, let's do that. And so on, and so forth, and back and forth, until eventually it goes, hang on a second here, this value is now equal to 10. I can stop looping now. Sweet.
Finally, let's look at lists. A grocery list in real life is very similar to a Python list. Let's go ahead and make a variable called to-do and store our list in it. We only need 1 variable to store the entire list. There we are, our list is safe and sound for later use.
We use a list to store multiple items in a variable. Let's say we have a variable called fruits, and I want to store a string of value of apples. We can store multiple variables within this variable fruits by turning it into a list. In order to do this, we have to surround all of the values that we want to add to the list with a set of square brackets. Allow me to show you. So we have fruits, and then we have the square brackets. And then we can do any type of fruits that we want. So I want to pick apples, oranges, cherries. The list can go on for as long as I want, but I want to be done. And then I can say print fruits. I save this and we can go to the terminal. And you will see that it will produce what I've put in here, apples, oranges, and cherries.
Let's say we really need to know what item number 3 on the grocery list is, so we'd start from the top and count down. And there it is. You probably think we're really bad at counting, but you actually started at 0, not 1.
What this is doing, right? We're telling print, or we're telling this to only print list, which is the list of lists, and the index of 0. So, if our hunch is correct here, it should only print the number list. And look at that, bam, easiest 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, there you go. There's our intro to programming.
But before you click off to whatever YouTube suggests you should watch next, we have one more conditional for you. If you found this video helpful, or you think someone else might find this video helpful, press the like button and comment about how you think we could improve. Thanks for watching.